my name's Christina and I'm a travel specialist for As You Wish Vacations. While I book many vacation destinations, I specialize in the Disney products, and this video series focuses on Disney Cruise Lines specifically. Last week we talked about online check-in, we talked about the steps of online check-in and the day that you can check in. It's usually your final payment date, but you want to make sure you're paid before that. And then we talked about some of the things that you can do after you've done your online check-in. One of those things is book your shore excursions. Now, there are so many shore excursions that Disney Cruise Line offers. I am not going to go through each and every one of them. It's completely dependent on your family, and there are at least a dozen for each port. So think of all the ports Disney goes to, then think of all of the excursions. So if you want to go back, I do have a series on all the itineraries that talks about all the ports. It will talk about the highlights of some of the things that you can do, but I think this is a little bit more of a personalized item. So picking a shore excursion is so unique to you and your family that it's important to work with someone who can help you picking those really important things. You're going on this vacation to these amazing ports. You want to make sure you're choosing the right excursions. I do have some generalized tips for you though, so I'll go through those today. Of course, if you do want that more personal recommendation, if you want to know what is being offered for your itinerary, your ports, and what I think would be best for your family, of course you can always email me, Christina@aywvacations.com. So let's jump right in. So you're going on a cruise. I am sure that there was one port on this itinerary that got you so excited. You were so excited you were going to visit this place. Well, that would be the first thing I would do, is look at the excursions for that port. So if there was just one place you got really excited about, pick the shore excursion that excites you the most in that port. Obviously, the shore excursions all have different costs associated with them. So if you pick this one first, you can then kind of look at your budget and figure out how much you want to spend on the rest of the excursions, if anything. So prioritize that first port. Then you want to diversify your shore excursions. So each port's going to have the same type of shore excursions. You're going to have your overview tour. So whether that's a bus tour or a walking tour, you're going to just have that overview. You're going to have a historic tour. You're going to have a culinary tour. You're going to have a active tour. So whether that's zip lining or swimming with dolphins or something really adventurous, you're going to have something a little bit more active. So what I would recommend is, if you pick an active shore excursion for one port, then maybe pick a culinary for another and a walking tour for the last. So you're not doing all the same type of things. You're not going to get burnt out by seeing all of the same kind of little walking tours, you know? But don't be afraid not to book every day. That's a huge tip. You don't have to book a shore excursion for every port you're going to be in. You might have some ports that are just nice to just walk around. They might have a walking tour app. You can see what's available in terms of maps and things for you to kind of just get off and go on your own. So instead of spending 8 or 9 hours doing a shore excursion, spend a few hours walking around and a few hours on a pretty empty ship. That's always a great recommendation as well. When you are thinking about shore excursions, keep your family's activity levels in mind. You might be traveling with a multi-generational family. You might have some mobility issues. You might have a toddler and a stroller. Some of those cobblestone streets with inclines might not be great for pushing a stroller around, or someone with a cane. So look at the activity levels. Disney does detail what is involved in each items, so look at those and kind of figure out what's going to work best for your family, and be honest with yourselves. I think it would be so cool to go for a bike tour. I would never be able to handle it. I am so out of shape. I could never do that. As much as I would want to, I know that I would be miserable. So make sure you're honest with yourself when you're looking at those activity levels. Like I said, Disney does describe those. It is so important to read all of those descriptions. Read every word in the description. This is huge, huge, huge. I know it sounds really, really silly, but it's huge. It's going to tell you how far it is to and from the place. It's going to tell you whether meals or snacks or whatever is included. It's going to tell you if you need any special equipment, or if they recommend you bring something like sunscreen or bug spray. So make sure you read those. You don't want to go on a shore excursion and think that it's going to be super close, and then you end up spending 4 hours out of your 6-hour excursion on a tour bus. So really, really read those. Make sure it's exactly what you're looking for. If it's not exactly what you're looking for, you want to look for something similar, you don't have to book your shore excursion through the cruise line. I know that sounds crazy to some people, but you don't have to. There is some benefit. Obviously, it's more convenient to have it all paid for up in one place. And you do have a little bit more peace of mind booking with a cruise line excursion, because you are guaranteed if it is running late, the ship will wait for you. So in other cases, if you're on your own or you go through a third party and you get a flat tire or something happens, the ship is going to leave without you, which is why you should have your passport. If you missed that in the last video, make sure you have your passport. That's not to say that booking through a third party is not a good idea. If you're going on a 2-hour tour and you have 8 hours in the port, you have plenty of time. So definitely weigh the costs of both, because the cruise line is going to be a little bit more expensive. Definitely weigh if they have all the elements you want. Maybe the Disney Cruise Line excursion doesn't have everything you want to do in that port, or the tour stops at this one location you want to see, but just for a photo, and you really want to get in depth into that location. Look at third parties. Cruisingexcursion.com is fantastic. Or see if you can do it on your own. Maybe you just get a taxi to and from someplace. That's a great option if you're on a budget. So there's so many different variables into what goes into picking your shore excursions. Again, it's super, super personal. If you want personalized recommendations for your itinerary, whether you booked through me or not, I am happy to help you. I'm, again, Christina at aywvacations.com. If you want to know the latest news, deals, all that fun stuff, head to my Facebook page, facebook.com/aywchristina, Instagram at aywchristina, Pinterest, aywchristina, aywchristina everywhere. And I'd love to help you. Don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope all your vacations are exactly as you wish.